Next, we're working with symbols. You can create any element and define it as a symbol, and then you can use it as many times as you want in a drawing. All placed instances of a symbol are linked dynamically to the saved definition of the symbol, and all that means is that you can change all instances simultaneously by changing the saved definition of the symbol. As with brushes and swatches, symbols are managed in panels. The default symbols panel has a few randomly selected symbols from various built-in libraries, and you can also open other symbol libraries by choosing from the menu at the bottom of the panel or in the Symbols Libraries menu at the bottom of the Symbols panel. If you open a symbol library from the window menu, the first library opens in its own panel. Successive panels open as separate tabs that are automatically grouped with the other open symbol libraries. If you open a symbol library using the Symbol Libraries menu, the new library replaces the active library. We're going to create 4 different labels for 4 different flavors of the product. We're going to be using symbols on those labels. Open your Symbols panel, which is going to be nested with your brushes, or if it's not available there, go up to Window and select Symbols. With your selection tool, select the product logo type, and at the bottom of your Symbols panel, click the New Symbol button. Name this Juicy Logo and leave it as a dynamic symbol. Also leave the center registration mark on the proxy. Next, select the group of text objects on the left side of the artboard. Create a new symbol out of that. Name it Text Grapefruit. Again, use the center registration point and leave it as a dynamic symbol. And choose OK. In the Symbol Panel Options menu, choose Large List View and then choose Select All Unused, delete them, and say Yes when asked. Save your file and we'll continue. Select Window, Symbol Libraries, Other Library, and you're going to need to navigate to your Juice folder. Select the Label Fruit file and select Open. Drag the fruit symbol from the Label Fruit library onto the artboard. Choose View Hide Bounding Box. Use the Properties panel to define the position of the selected instance as X 8 inches and Y 5.75 inches. Making sure that the Constrain option is active, in your Width field type 70%. Make sure the Constrain is active and type 70% in the Width field and press Enter to finalize the change. We can move this out of the way and then click to select the looped B trail and choose Object Arrange Bring to Front. Deselect everything on your artboard. You can collapse some of your menus to get them out of the way. Then choose View, Show Bounding Box to turn the handles back on. Save your file. Because we saw that our symbol was already imported into our Symbols panel, we can go ahead and close the Label Fruit panel just to simplify our artboard. Make sure that your artboard fits in the window. Go to View, Fit Artboard in Window, or double-click the hand tool. Open your Symbols panel and select the text grapefruit symbol. Open the panel options and duplicate symbol. Double-click the symbol name to highlight it and type text lemon as the new symbol name and enter to finalize the change. In the Symbols panel, double-click the symbol thumbnail, and we're in editing mode. Now mine stayed open because I double-clicked on it to begin with. So in the editing mode, we're going to grab the text tool and we're going to change the word grapefruit to lemon. Highlight the name and change the color to the lemon swatch in the fruits colors. Click the left arrow button to exit the symbol editing mode. And repeat this to create a lime and an orange label. For some reason that didn't take on mine. Then save your file. All of the design elements are now in place. The necessary symbols are created. We're going to create alternate versions for each different flavor label. Rather than build separate files for each label, we're going to use multiple artboards in the same file because every file that we create can have more than one artboard. The first thing we need to do is open our artboard panel. So we go to Window and select Artboards. Now here you'll see the artboard that we currently have, and we're going to just go ahead and add new artboards, but we're going to duplicate them. 1, 2, 3 duplicates. Now let's zoom out and take a look at all of these artboards. As you can see, we have 4 artboards created now, and they all look the same, but they're not in the best working order because we have them spread out across our desktop, and that's going to make it harder for us to go in and work on them. So we want to change the order that these are appearing. So we're going to select the Rearrange All Artboard button, and we're going to pick a layout of grid by rows. So we'll have 2 over and 2 down with 2 columns and have them at 1 inch apart. Move artwork with artboard is essential to have that selected because otherwise we would move the artboards and leave the artwork sitting on your pasteboard. Now that we can see all of our artboards, we're going to go ahead and get them named so that they're more easily identified. So double click on artboard 1, and if it happens to pop you over to the first artboard, that's just fine. We can always pop to a different one, or we can zoom out to see all of them. And this one is going to be grapefruit. Can't spell. The second is lemon, followed by lime and orange. Let's go now and do a View, Fit All in Window so we can see all 4 of the artboards. Our first label is set up correctly. It's got the grapefruit image, it's got the grapefruit text. So now we're going to work on the second label, which is the lemon label. We're going to select the grapefruit text, and we'll look in our properties bar. It's going to be towards the bottom. You're going to find the replace symbol. If you can't see it, you may have to scroll down to it, and we're going to be looking for the symbol that is for the lemon label. So we may need to go in here and do a small list view so that we can actually see what the text is. So let's replace this with the lemon label. We're going to select the text for the lime label. Let's make sure we get the whole thing selected. And you can see we're changing to the lime artboard just by selecting something that's on it. And again, we're going to replace this symbol with text lime, and we're going to replace, make sure you grab the word rather than something else on it so that we get the entire thing. And we're going to replace that with the orange text. What's really cool about working with symbols is that we do have the ability to edit them. So we're going to double click the logo instance on the top left artboard. It's going to tell you that you're going to edit the symbol definition, and we want to say OK to that. This is really called editing in place. We're going to select the U and the B, so shift click to select both of those. And then we're going to change the color of the fill to the C0 M28 Y96 K0 swatch. So let's go looking for that. And it might be easier to find if we use this with the small list view. And we're going to change the color to the C0 M28 Y96 K0 swatch. Press the escape key, and that's going to take you out of the editing mode. Or hit the back button. My escape key's not working. There we go. Notice that this changes the U and the B on all of the labels. We're going to do some more editing of symbols. The grapefruit label looks okay. That's fine for a pink grapefruit, but does not work for the lemon. It's too red. So on the lemon artboard, we're going to click inside the filled shape using the direct selection tool so that we can select the fill color, and we're going to change this to the lemon swatch. So scroll in and down and select the lemon swatch to make our first change. Click to select the shape that makes the outer edge of the fruit rind. And we're going to change the fill color of the fruit rind also to the lemon fill. Select the inner part of the rind, change the fill color again to the lemon, and then use the color panel to adjust to 50% of the fill color. Do the same with the lime and the orange. Select the fill, change the lime to the lime color, the outside rind to lime, the inside of the rind to a 50% fill, and yes, you can type in 50. And the same thing for the orange. You're going to change the fill to the orange and finish that off appropriately.